So we're just going to start off with the candidates' introductions. So start. Just go.
Hello, my name is Elijah Files, and as you know, I'm running for president since I'm in this debate. My platform is only looking to make the school better year for all of us, and that's why I think you should vote for me.
I'm Ansh Parikh. I'm running for freshman class president. I believe that you guys are what rule this freshman class, and you guys are what matter, really. So you guys should vote for me for president.
Alright, that is what I'm talking about. Let's not do that.
Hey guys, I'm Elise Gideon. I'm running for freshman class president. I just want to unify the freshman class president along with all the other grades and make 2022 the best since, well, ever.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Saachi Sharma, and I'm running to become your student council body president. Now, first, I just want to thank everyone for coming here. This is the first step for you guys to see change and innovation. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Simran Dubey, and I'm running for freshman class president. My platform consisted of helping get you guys involved in more service projects and making sure that we're unified as a school.
Alright, so now we're going to move on to the questions, and please remember there will be time at the end for audience questions, so if you have a question, just save that, we'll come to you, get those questions. Again, just hold your applause.
Okay, so the first question is for Elijah. What is your motivation for running?
Well, I think that a freshman year is very important because it really starts off the school experience for all of us, and it really gets us our first kind of introduction to the school. And I wish to make it better. You know, I have a lot of unique views, I have experience, and I think I can apply that a lot here as my motivation.
This question is for Aunt. Who has been your role model for this position?
My role model, I would say, Mahatma Gandhi, because of how he unified a religiously divided India, and in here at the school, we're divided by our middle schools and our friend groups. So I believe that I can unify us as the freshman class.
Okay, this is for Elise. What advantages or qualities do you have over the other candidates?
One of the advantages I have over the other candidates is, for as long as I can remember, I have had a brother at Stanton. Since I was 6 years old, I have had a brother here, and I've been culturally introduced to the Stanton experience way before a lot of you guys have, and that's one of the advantages I have over everyone.
Okay, the next question is for Saachi. If you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be and why?
3 words would be persistent, hardworking, and positive. Because I truly believe that positivity should be spread around the school, as well as honesty and integrity, as it's one of the values that it's one of the highest things that I prioritize.
This question is for Simran. Explain one of the toughest experiences you've had in leadership positions.
Well, this past year I was NJHS president at my middle school, and while working there in that position, I had to make many hard choices about what community service projects we did, or things such as probation letters, which I really didn't like to send out, and things like that to help make sure that our NJHS group was unified and we had the best of the best.
So, next question for Elijah. All of you obviously have ideas, but how do you think you can put those ideas into action?
Well, of course, if I get elected, I will definitely apply all my goals, and I will introduce them to the class office, and I will try to get them done in a most efficient way, and try to present it to them in a way that they can work on it as well as I can work on it. And And I'm just focusing on collaboration here. I just want to collaborate with the other officers to make my ideas go into action.
Okay, Ansh, what are some weaknesses you have, and how would you work on them in order to be an effective leader?
Some weaknesses I have, I guess I can sometimes get a little bit disorganized with stuff. I can probably like mismanage my time, and that's really something I feel is a weakness in my mind. So I'm trying to work on fixing that though to better be a good candidate for this position.
This question's for Elise. What challenges do you foresee when you become president?
Some challenges I perceive when I become president is, well, just unifying the whole entire class of 2022 as a whole, because currently they're in like groups of the different middle schools that they went to. They're in different cliques. We just need to become one as a whole and unified so we can be able to make the tough decisions that this class will face all unanimously, so there's no disagreements.
Okay, Saachi, if a conflict arises between your fellow officers, how would you deal with it?
So if any situation or issue arises between our class officers, I believe one of the first things that we should be doing is giving each other a chance to speak their mind and to truly weigh each possibility as if it could actually occur.
Simran, how do you differ from your competition? What do you have that they don't have?
Well, I have many contacts from my past experiences of working in community service, such as programs like Art with a Heart, Hunger Fight, and contacts within the mayor's office. And I feel like this would differentiate me from the different candidates because I'll be able to give you guys more opportunities for service hours and things of that nature for a bright future school.
So this question is for Elijah. Why should freshmen trust your judgment as president?
Well, I think I have a judgment that I think if I'm elected, I will allow everyone to speak their mind, of course. I'll be able to do polling on social media, in real life, do some sort of box thing, and maybe even host a town hall meeting like this. Maybe that's a good idea. But I think my judgment is to get others' judgment, so that's why they should trust me.
Okay, Ansh, how would you apply the Ubuntu philosophy into your presidency?
Because we're like united, I'm trying to unite the class, so I would use the Ubuntu principle to better unite the class and get us together, working together, collaboration, things like that.
How do you plan to improve Stanton?
Can you repeat that?
Sorry, how do you plan to improve Stanton?
There's nothing much to improve Stanton because it's already one of the best high schools in the nation. But to better Stanton, we need to, well, one, unify all classes and get the freshman class to interact with the other grades more than we're doing right now. And we also, like as Saachi said, we can also work on the community service because
How do you plan to work with others? Like, will you work well collaboratively, and how will you do so?
So I believe that I believe that I need to encourage innovation and as well as keep promises and honoring requests. I believe that you should recognize, reward, and celebrate collaboratively.
Okay, so if you were to be president, what would be your first action? I would first like to create social media pages for our class of 2022 so everyone can stay updated on everything that our class officers are doing. I'd also like to create a website which we keep monthly updates on so everyone knows that we are there to work for them and what we're doing to work for them.
Elijah, who out of the vice president candidates would you want to have as your VP and why?
Well, actually, that's a very hard choice because I've gotten to know a lot of them both in real life and over social media. I think they're all great people. Any of them, I think, if I was elected, would be worthy. And same with the candidates here. I think they're all great, and I would vote for any of them, all personal matters aside.
Name something you found impressive of each of your other candidates' campaigns.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
What do you find impressive about your other candidates' campaigns?
I found their organizational skills quite impressive because of how they organize their platform really well. They really show that they can be a great leader as well as myself.
Elise, what do you define as the duties and responsibilities of the presidency?
The duties and responsibilities for the president not only include making sure that all the grades get along, organizing different events for the freshman class, possibly working with the other classes to organize some events, and making sure that everyone has a voice and gets their opinion stated, and that's the duties.
How do you go about setting short-term goals and long-term goals for yourself? And what steps did you take along the way to keep yourself accountable?
Well, I believe that at least every 1 month there should be a student council meeting, and there should be quarterly and monthly reevaluation of all the new things that we can start, as well as some changes and revisions that we have implemented.
For Simran, what do you think will be the hardest part of the presidency?
I think the hardest part, but one of the most important, like my other candidates have said, is unifying our class with the different parts of the school, not only within our class and the different middle schools that we've gone to, but between the different grade levels as well.
Alright, so we're going to move on to the audience questions right now, so if you have a question that you would like to ask, please raise your hand.
Okay, this question's for Elijah. If you could endorse one other candidate, who would it be?
I think I said this about a minute ago. I think I would probably endorse any of them. I think they've all had great campaigns and great outreach, and all of them have just exceptional ideas, and I'd be willing to vote for any of them.
This question's for Elijah. So, what plans do you have to increase fundraisers or anything like that to increase revenue for our school?
Well, I think we could get involved with many organizations. I think there's a lot of good things around this city. From where I was raised, Angels for Allison's a really good one. You can raise funds for that and donate to it. And that can also get you lots of volunteer hours. So that ties in with my volunteer platform item as well. So this could be good to raise funds and get volunteer hours for all of us. It would be great.
So this question is really for anybody that wants to answer it, but do any of y'all have specific plans for pep rallies? And if so, how are you going to handle the challenges in creating those ideas?
So I would like to implement a pep rally committee that's voted on by our freshman class. So you guys will get to nominate people from the class that you think have a lot of school spirit and are really hype, and they will be partially in charge of some of the funds for pep rallies. So you guys have people who you trust to think you can win pep rallies.
This question is for Elijah. Can we get a coffee stand?
yeah, I guess that could be a possibility. I mean, we already have nachos and slushies after school, so we may as well have coffee before school. I think it would be a good thing to save up money for, and it would benefit a lot of us because we all stay up really late, do a lot of homework, and get up really early. So I think a boost of energy would be good for anyone.
This is a question for Elise. When you guys are talking about school activities, what's your budget for those types of things? Because you have different things going to the freshman class. What will you do with the money?
Can you reiterate that?
What's your budget for this year? Like, what money's going to what?
It depends on like what is most important during each quarter. Like, we'll do a budget update every quarterly and possibly even more than that to make sure that we have funds going to places that they need them to be, like volunteer areas, homecoming, dances, and all of that.
This question's for Ansh. So what do you think of this coffee pasta? You're all students of classes 2019, 2020, and 2021. Don't try to impress us. Don't act cool around us. Don't think you run this school. Don't try to boss us around because we run this school now, not you. All I'll say is, know your place. We are the future. You're the past. Welcome, class of 2022. With all due respect, class of 2022. So, what do you have to say about that? And why'd you tweet it?
Question that it's fair to ask. So answer.
Yeah, I know. I really apologize. I really didn't intend anything bad with that. I didn't really mean it at all. It's just a copy pasta, as you said. And I really just wish to unite our school, like the other candidates said, like all the other classes, and unite the freshmen with the upperclassmen.
This is a question for Simran. What are some specific ideas you have to bridge partnerships between the community and our class? Well, as I already said, I have contacts with Art with a Heart from a drive I did last year, and contacts with Hunger Fight to start a large event here at Stanton. And then this past weekend, obviously, we had a huge tragedy down here in Jacksonville. So I've been working with the mayor's office, specifically Ms. Dawn Lockhart, who's the mayor's director of strategic partnerships, to create a charity and fund just for our class to help out our community.
This one's for Elijah. What are your plans about the class trip?
Well, obviously, we need to raise some sort of funds. We can do maybe, like I said, fundraisers, volunteer opportunities to get more money into the budget, or we could use the remaining budget and charge from you guys. But for class trips, I want to charge as little from the students as possible, because I think it's unfair for us to have to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for class trips when you can pay like way less than that.
My question's for anyone who wants to jump in. Like, as far as your platforms, we've heard like the volunteering, the school unity, the worn out stuff. Like, is there anything new that any of y'all are offering?
Well, one of the main parts of my platform is I want to instill a group as a group, I want to take on one community project in our community as a whole entire class. And it could either last out our entire 4 years, or it can be like a yearly thing. Like, some ideas could be like, last year in middle school I was on this one team, and there was a few middle schools that didn't have goggles, like basic goggles. So we could raise money for middle schoolers that don't have the opportunity to have these items to get them, and that could last all 4 years, and then there's others.
This is for anyone who wants to answer this question. What do you plan on promoting inside the freshman class besides unity? Because that is a topic that all of you have widely covered.
I definitely want to promote like getting volunteer hours done for Bright Futures, and like encouraging in-school opportunities as well, such as school beautification and campus cleanups.
This question is for Saachi and Simran. Why should I vote for you?
Well, I believe that you should vote for me is because I have been elected before for class representative, and I've also served 2 years as Darnell Cookman's student ambassador. So from the time of leading parents to tours and, promoting school spirit and involving the incoming students, I kind of learned leadership abilities.
All right, I'm sorry, we don't have time for any more audience questions. We have to do our closing remarks. I'm sorry. So Elijah, you can start.
Well, first of all, thank you all for coming out here, even people that aren't in our class. I appreciate it. Well, so far I've really loved this school. I've noticed that all of us, we all want success. And I hope to bridge the gap between us and the admin to create that kind of success. And that's why I think you should vote for me, because I'm just looking to make this school better.
I'm Ansh Parikh, and I'm really wishing to promote class unity and getting together and making this freshman year great.
Again, like Elijah said, thank you all for coming out and hearing what we have to say in our platforms. I hope that everyone has a great year, and I hope you vote for me. Thank you.
Hi, thank you guys for coming out. My name is Saachi, and I hope you vote for me for president.